Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at Six Strings Nine Lives. Had a couple people request or ask me if I would show what I own or what I've picked up so far from the absolutely fantastic reissue label out of the Netherlands called Music on Vinyl. Excuse me. They also have a CD division called Music on CD. But in today's video, I'll just show you the 27 albums I have from that label. Just a quality label. You know, audiophile quality, whatever, that part doesn't matter to me, but some of these albums were long out of print, desperate need of a reissue, and this company is doing a great job doing it. So today I'm going to show you what I have, what I want, and what's coming out. I don't know if I said it, but I do have a bit of a wish list and 3 that are on pre-order. Excuse me. So we'll start off with if you like traditional metal, some thrash, and there's even one death metal album in here. This should be right up your alley. You're going to know a lot of these albums. So I'm just going to briefly hold them up. I've shown all of these in videos before, and like I said, you're going to know most of them. But I'm going to take a quick opportunity before we show this album to a big happy birthday to Udo Dirkschneider, one of my metal heroes, idols, whatever you want to say, turned 70 years old, still doing what he loves to do and sounding good still, sounding fantastic actually. But so that little segue into the first one I'm going to show you. This is Accept Balls to the Wall. A lot of these have glossy covers. They're just quality workmanship, whatever you want to say, and I've had a lot of nothing but good luck. Not even a seam split, no warped records. These all come with an anti-static sleeve, a great insert, and their standard hype sticker for their kind of their first run, and I'll talk a little bit about what I mean there in a second. So this one is a limited to 3,000 copies on silver metal colored vinyl. I will pop out a couple. There a lot of silvers, reds with these guys. There's some blue, green, purple. Some of them match the covers type of deal too. So anyways, there is Accept Balls to the Wall. Next up, I have Accept Metal Heart. And like I said, you're going to know a lot of these albums. I'll just do a little close-up of the hype sticker just so if you do want to pause and check whatever out, you can. 2,000 copies on red vinyl. Next up is Russian Roulette. Actually, before I forget, I do have a bit of a wish list, like I said, and I'll kind of I'll sprinkle those in throughout the video, but Restless and Wild, Accept's 4th album, top of my list for to come out on Music on Vinyl. I hope it happens. But next up is 1986's Russian Roulette, another killer album, and the last to feature Udo Dirkschneider for a while. This one is 2,000 copies, Gold Black Swirl. Let's check this one out. So we'll do a couple random ones. Sorry about that noise that everybody loves. So Music on Vinyl, always a great sleeve. This is super glossy. You can kind of see the glare off of there too. But we'll just check what this black, red swirl, whatever he said that was. Yeah, it's kind of just gray. There is kind of a lighter tinge in there compared to, I know the Balls to the Wall is a little more grayer, maybe like my hair, but and they always have great standard, or the center rings are, I think they're true to the originals, correct me if I'm wrong. But next up is 1989's Eat the Heat. This has the European cover. You're probably more used to, if you're from North America or Canada where I'm at, you're probably used to this cover. I wish this cover was this cover. This is the one I'm used to, that I picked up, but underrated Accept album. I know a lot of people do not like this album, but it's got some great stuff on it too. Still got Wolf Hoffman. So yeah, this one is limited to 2,000 copies, flaming flaming vinyl. So this one was, yeah, it's kind of an orange one if I remember correctly. 30th anniversary, that says. Next up, one of my favorite live albums of all time, probably easily top 5. This is Accept at the top of their game. This is Staying Alive, released in 1990, so a year after Udo left the band. This was on the Metal Heart tour. First of all, great job by Music on Vinyl. Second, if you've never checked out this live album, you need to. It is, like I said, one of my favorites of all time. Then there is, we jump right into the reunion with Udo. I do have all 3 of these too. So this is 1993's Objection Overruled, silver black vinyl. Photo on the cover is by Wolf Hoffman himself. He got into some photography also. That was his kind of his little side gig. Great album too. Good comeback album. And so those ones with the silver label they're like the first pressing of the batch, and some of them, and then the second one, what they'll do is, for example, let's say an album is getting released today with the 1,500 copies, 2,000 copies, and then in a couple months from now there'll be a black version that comes out. Now, I'm personally not familiar with what kind of quantity they run on the black ones, but here is Death Row, and this is the logo, the label they use for their black pressing, so it's just black vinyl. Personally, I don't care whether it's the first whatever. I'm just glad to get a copy of an album like this. This is Death Row from 94, I believe. Very heavy Accept album. Second of the kind of that reunion with Udo. And then finally, I have Predator. And this one is limited to 1,500 copies, transparent vinyl. So this one's kind of like that, just that clear see-through. There is Predator. So glad to have that too. Still hoping for Restless and Wild from Accept for sure. Let me just grab another little bit of a stack here. One of my pre-orders that's coming out is coming out on May 13th. It is Exhorder's second album from probably, I want to just check this date on this other one, probably 91 or 92. It's called The Law. It's coming out May 13th. I have that one on pre-order. And I also picked up this one, I think, last year. And the thing with Music on Vinyl is they do put the original release date on the back. So this one says originally released in 1990. You know, a lot of reissue labels or reissues, you just have the current year that it came out, and then you got to do a little bit of research, blah blah blah. But anyways, this is Exhorder, Slaughter in the Vatican, silver colored vinyl. And if any of them are on the Roadrunner label, they do add this sticker to the cover. And yeah, just if you're into, I don't know, this is definitely a thrash album with some groove elements. If you're ever wondering, Phil Anselmo from Pantera got some of his sound from, or not got he has his own sound, but this guy definitely, you'll see the similarity for sure. But looking forward to getting Exhorder The Law. I hear it's not as good as this album, but I'm still looking forward to checking it out. So another one of my favorite, whatever you want to call them, US power metal, but I still say that the first couple Metal Church have lots of thrashy elements, but here is Metal Church, their debut. And this one is limited to 1,500 copies, silver colored vinyl. You all know this album for sure. If you're into the, like I said, some thrashy elements for sure in that one. Now, I don't have the dark, but I got my CD ready because this is number 2 on my want list for sure. I hope that this one gets reissued soon from Metal Church. And another one, this one would be a long shot too for Music on Vinyl. They really work with bands that do have control of some of their catalog. This album, I have no idea who would have control of this, but this is a sleeper album that needs to get reissued, period. I don't care what label it gets reissued on, but I would love to see Music on Vinyl get a hold of Metal Church, Hanging in the Balance. You're definitely up there with one of the oddest covers you'll ever see, but an underrated album that needs to be reissued. And so that was that's the third album with Mike Howe on vocals. I kind of went out of turn there, but got a couple more from Metal Church. So this is another one of those, just a black pressing of Blessing in Disguise. First one to feature Mike Howe. Rest in peace, Mike Howe. This is from 1989. Just a great album. And this for sure would be that kind of US power metal. Not the elements, not much for thrashy elements in this one, just pure power. But here, great album if you've not checked that out before. And then one I've been always wanting to get on vinyl in the past few years and waiting for it to get reissued. It was reissued once and then it came around again and I just couldn't wait to snap it up. This is only 1,000 individually numbered. And there's another thing I didn't mention yet. All of these are individually numbered. So there's a number right, where is that? Right there. MOV and then the number. So they're all, you get whatever number out of the number, 2,000, 1,500, 1,000. So this is number 147 out of 1,000. That number, I couldn't give a shit which number it is. It doesn't matter. Just like I always said, as long as I got a copy. But this is The Human Factor from 91, originally released on Epic Records. So there's always recognition of whatever label it was on with the Music on Vinyl down there too. But if you like Blessing in Disguise, this one is it's just as good in my opinion. It is just under the wire of Blessing, almost just a virtual tie, to be honest with you. But so glad to get this one, and would love to get The Dark and Hanging in the Balance. Let me just grab a couple more here and make sure I don't lose track. Okay, this is the only one I have from Overkill. This is just a black pressing of Taking Over. And as far as I know, this is the only one that of the Overkill discography that was reissued by Music on Vinyl. You all know this one. And a lot of you have picked up, including myself, picked up the box set from late last year from the Atlantic years. And I noticed a lot of these are from the Atlantic label too. So next up, one of my top favorite thrash bands of all time, and that's Testament. And here's the Legacy. This is limited to 1,500 copies, silver. So another silver one of this is actually, I might as well throw this in here too, that this is my number one favorite thrash debut of all time, right here. Those of you watching this channel know this album. You know most of the Testament catalog. And what else in between? So this is part of my wish list. Hopefully somebody from Music on Vinyl stumbles upon this video and says, oh, we better get those out for that guy. He's he wants them. Anyways, The New Order. Definitely would love to see that on Music on Vinyl. Practice What You Preach. One of my absolute favorite albums from 1989. Amongst, what else did I listen to that year? Faith No More, The Real Thing was huge for me. And Sabotage, Gutter Ballet. Those were my top 3 albums of 1989. And I would love to see this one get reissued on Music on Vinyl too. The Ritual from 92 this one was originally. Not everybody's favorite, but still a solid Testament album. And we jumped around a bit, but that's okay. This is the next one I have from the Testament catalog. This is the black version of Souls of Black. Came out a year after Practice What You Preach, 1990. Got to see them on this tour opening for Megadeth. Just a great show, one of my all-time favorite shows. And finally, from the Testament discography, I have Low. This one is from, what, 94, I believe. So there's the hype sticker. What's this one? Probably silver. Actually, it doesn't even say. It just says limited edition, 1,500 colored copies. So let's crack this one open and see what they're saying about color, because it does not indicate it on there. Generally it does. I'm not sure why this one doesn't, but this one I don't remember. Oh, okay. Definitely colored. This is an orange. Wow, I totally forgot about this. So not transparent orange, but you can see the light behind it, but very, very cool. Kind of that creamsicle orange. And yeah, would love to see those other Testament ones come out. Let's grab another pile. Another one of my big eight, whatever you want to say, in the big eight of thrash bands is Death Angel. This one is probably the biggest hype sticker out of all of these. This is an expanded edition of Frolic Through the Park. Came out, I believe, last year. Silver colored. This is a double. It's not a gatefold. It's just 2 vinyl in 1 sleeve. There's the hype sticker. This one has some extras on it, so that does happen from time to time. Includes Devil's Metal and a bonus D side. So special spot varnish sleeve. So this logo is what you'd consider the spot varnish, the black. It's even risen. It's not like embossed, but it is, the black part is risen up. And is this? Yes. Even the Frolic Through the Park, I can feel that right there. But underrated Death Angel album, their second, which I should mention right now that I would, here's another one from my wish list. This, the Ultraviolence, please throw that on the list. I will definitely buy that, and I'm sure a lot of people would. It's an original copy of that on vinyl is hard to find in good condition, and hard to find for a good price. So next up is Death Angel's third album called Act 3. So I got that one. This one is, yes, on the black vinyl with the black vinyl logo. But this is more of a matte finish cover, not shiny. I really like when they do the matte finish too. So you all know this album. And next up, a couple of Annihilator albums that everyone knows, and a lot of people kind of stop at that. But there's going to be definitely some more Annihilator on this channel in the future. There's some reissues coming out on Ear Music, which is another great label, German label. But here is the black version of Allison. The black vinyl version of Alice in Hell. Again, you know this album. There's the Roadrunner logo. I will put that aside quick. If you know some thrash from Canada, that would definitely be on your list. And I believe this one got reissued last year. This is a 3,500. So that's the biggest amount I've seen so far in what I own of. So this is Velvet Purple. So we should have a quick look at this one. This is Never Neverland. Probably my favorite Annihilator album. I think I'd do an Annihilator album ranking in the future, so I won't give too much more away, but it's up there. It's definitely a great album, but also there is some underrated Annihilator albums out there that people just don't even know about. But so this is kind of that matte finish too, that less shiny. And let's show you that purple vinyl. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. This is really nice. So I think it's one of the only purple ones I have in the collection from Music on Vinyl. And let's go with, here's a band that, and of course I discovered a lot of great bands here on YouTube. And this is a UK thrash band that I knew nothing about 5 years ago. I probably never even heard the name, but heard it through watching various videos, other channels. But here is a reissue of Xentrix Shattered Existence. From what I hear, their crowning achievement. This is their debut album from 1989, Roadrunner label, and this one is limited to 1,500, and I know the black version of this is already available too, so if you've missed that one, go grab the black version of that. And this one is red on red vinyl. And then shortly after, actually, that one just came out, but their second album came out first. I forgot to even mention that. So their second album from 1990, called For Whose Advantage, was reissued first for whatever reason. I have no idea, probably just a contract or getting the rights thing type of thing. But here is their second album. I like them both. I know a lot of people like Shattered Existence a little bit better, but I think this one is just as good. This one is on transparent blue, so we'll have a quick look at this one too. But yeah, solid album. All I own from the Xentrix catalog so far is these two albums. And sorry about that noise. Have a quick, and this, I think this will be the last one we'll have a look at. We're getting up there in time again. I always plan for these videos to be under 20 minutes, but it never works out that way. But there is that blue Roadrunner logo, so that one's cool. And then another band that, there's several bands on my list that they have one or two albums that they've only ever put out, or, you know, put out two albums, massive gap in between. Then they've put out their third albums. But I'm really only after their early 80s, late 80s, early 90s stuff. And here's a band that glad I discovered. Another one I discovered right here on YouTube, and that's Toxic. This is World Circus. I think this was reissued last year also. But there is the hype sticker. What do we got? This one is on green. So like I said earlier in the video, sometimes they do a vinyl to match the cover, and this one kind of matches. That green is, it's almost like a it's like a toxic green. It's like a slimy green. Limited to 1,500 copies. So there's that one. And then I was hoping that their second album would get reissued through Music on Vinyl, called Think This, but it actually got reissued by Massacre Records last year, and they did a good job too. Not sure why they didn't get the rights to both, but regardless, it did get a reissue. And then I got a few stragglers here, a couple stragglers. This is Obituary's first album, Slowly We Rot. This is on black vinyl, and this is the only one that I'm familiar, not the only one I'm familiar with, but the only one that's been reissued by Music on Vinyl from Obituary. One of their, well, that's their debut album. Not one of my favorites from them, but it's up there for sure. And then here is King Diamond, Abigail. This one was reissued 2014, and this is an album from 1987. So if you know this channel, you know I'm a big King Diamond fan, Merciful Fate. But since this was reissued, Metal Blade has had a campaign of virtually everything from King Diamond and Merciful Fate throughout the past, probably I think since 2017 till now, so past 5 years or so. And the last two I'll show you is from a band that I absolutely love their earlier stuff, like Metal Rendezvous, Headhunter, and the band is Crocus. But I picked up their last two albums here, and what order we got? This is Hoodoo, originally from 2010. This is their last this is their second last studio album, but this one is on a gold black marbled vinyl. So if you're a fan of Crocus, you know, you're not getting Headhunter here, but you're getting some consistent, more in the hard rock slash metal. Like I've said a million times, it's all metal to me. But and I also picked up their last studio album from 2013 called Dirty Dynamite. This one is limited to 1,500 copies. So if you're a fan of Crocus, these ones are already on their, the black versions are already available. I think those came out mid to late last year, and the black versions are already out too. So, and the two that I have on pre-order that I, besides the other two, the one I already mentioned, Exhorter the Law, looking forward to that one. But these two, even more than anything, one of these is one of my top vinyl grails that I'm gonna finally get, and that is one of my favorite thrash albums of all times, and that of all time is Flotsam and Jetsam, No Place for Disgrace. This one is getting reissued by Music on Vinyl on May 13th. And this very hard to get, great thrash album from whatever you want to say, second tier thrash from the Bay Area. That is Heathen. Victims of Deception is also getting reissued by Music on Vinyl on May 13th. And those two I have on pre-order. And if you're a CD person, this one is getting reissued by Music on CD on April 22nd. So go snap that up while you can. Well worth it. Probably my favorite album from Heathen. And yeah, great band, only 4 albums. But so there is what I have, what I want, and what's coming out from Music on Vinyl. Let me know a few of your favorites or what you've picked up lately from Music on Vinyl. But hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, stay heavy.